We are presently in price discovery for XRP, for the first time in more than 7 years. I want to explain in this video what it means for XRP going ahead, and why this is so important for XRP's long-term value. A lot of people have probably figured out that XRP has been trapped below its all-time high from 2018 for the last 6, 7, or 8 years. People are arguing about what that all-time high figure truly is, which is a whole other extremely intriguing issue. It looks like the last all-time high was about 344, which XRP just obviously smashed through. Some individuals now claim that XRP's all-time high is around 380. Not really. Basically, what happened was that in 2018, some exchanges had very little liquidity for XRP. They let XRP go all the way up to 380, but that's not actually considered the all-time high. The only area where there is meaningful XRP volume above 340 is at the all-time high of 344. Other than that, there isn't really much exchange, volume or sell volume at those levels. This is the first time the XRP price chart has been in price discovery mode. 7 to 8 years. So, what this means is that no one who has ever bought XRP is now unhappy with that purchase. We are also beyond all of the main sell gates because they were all set up in regions where there was a lot of historical XRP trade data. That is not the case now. Now that all the XRP sell walls have been taken down, the XRP price chart is ready to go up. As high as demand will let it go. XRP won't be locked in long-term trading patterns anymore. This doesn't mean that there won't be any XRP sales when XRP hits $5, and then at $10. Of course, at these higher prices, more sellers will keep coming in. But it brings up a whole other question, doesn't it? Who is going to sell XRP at such prices? And I don't think a lot of people have thought about this. People who have held XRP for the last 7 to 8 years will obviously want to sell it for a profit. But most of the folks I talk to don't want to take those modest profits for XRP. Right. Most people who put money into XRP aren't looking for a rapid 10x. They are there to see the whole picture of what XRP is. Fully play out. And if XRP's ambition comes true and it becomes this worldwide neutral liquidity asset, right? That won't add up to a $7 to $8 XRP. It won't be worth $10 in XRP. It's going to be something a billion times bigger. And since most individuals who own XRP are here for that purpose, it makes for a very fascinating situation, where people are actually going to be eager to sell any amount of XRP. Yes, some people will be ready to sell at specific prices to make money. But how many individuals are willing to sell all of their XRP before any of the major things that we all anticipate could happen really happen? Most of the folks I talk to want to see such things happen. The price of XRP doesn't actually matter. What's really going on is important, right? When will these huge banks and other financial entities start to help? When do we really start to notice the changes in the financial system we know today? That's what I want to see before I'm willing to sell some of my XRP. I know we haven't really seen the amount of adoption that I know is feasible until those things happen. I don't think we'll see an adequately priced XRP until we start to see that kind of usage. Why we in the XRP community have the unique opportunity of being able to observe some of these things that we think are achievable. But most people can't think that way. They have this attitude of, I'll believe it when I see it. That's why so many people have been late to XRP. It's a far higher level of thought than just saying, this is a digital gold, because it doesn't cause inflation. XRP isn't that easy. You need to know a lot about the problems with the present banking system. It takes a lot of knowledge about monetary policy. You need to really understand why these cryptocurrency networks aren't that essential to banks and other traditional financial organizations, and most people who are into crypto just aren't there yet. They are still interested in what the chart is doing, what is going on right now, and what the latest story is about NFTs or something like that. They're just not paying attention to these real-life situations. And for me, I think that one day people will come to understand it. I think they need to see it there in front of them, like a CNBC statement that Bank of America is now using XRP to settle cross-institutional liquidity. I believe they need to be told these things, but I also believe they will eventually figure it out. And I want to be an XRP when that stuff begins happening, right? I don't want to grab these short-term earnings right now. In my opinion, nothing has really changed, has it? Some people are starting to realize that we've been right all along, but it's still not where I know it will be. So, we're just beginning to figure out the price now, and I still think that XRP is very cheap compared to where it should be trading right now. I think XRP is undervalued until it reaches 3 to 4 times its previous all-time high of $3,000 and $20,183 was the last time it hit an all-time high. So, that's a $10 XRP based on the way the market is now. I think that's a reasonable price, but I don't think that existing market conditions, even if it were to happen, suggest that XRP is worth what it can be. It basically signifies that the markets we're in right now are quite speculative. At $8 to $9, XRP would at least be in line with where I think it should be trading based on how Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing in the market. In a way, you receive all the basic things for free. You get all these fantastic things that Ripple is doing with XRP, including new projects coming to the XRP ledger, new developments with the ETFs, and the Ripple SEC lawsuit finishing. You don't have to pay for any of that because of what we just spoke about. When you look at the rest of the cryptocurrency market, XRP is way too cheap. I think we're going to start closing a lot of those gaps when price discovery happens. For whatever reason, XRP tends to move at a different time than the rest of the cryptocurrency market. The rest of the Bitcoin market prefers to move gently to the side. But for the first time ever, XRP is going up in a way that has never been seen before. This last happened in 2017, 2018, and what did happen? The price went risen 52,000% in a year, which was a huge jump from any of its past trading histories. Will we see the same amount of change? Is it going to be a little less because XRP has a bigger market cap now? We will have to wait and see. So far, this time around, if you truly looked at the 2017 to 2018 cycle, we've seen roughly the same magnitude in moves. It simply took a little longer for those moves to happen. So, for me, the most important thing is that this price activity is quite interesting. All-time highs are a big deal, right? It proves that everyone who said XRP would never achieve an all-time high was mistaken. It was always clear to us that it would reach a new all-time high. The basics are off the charts. There's no reason XRP can't hit an all-time high if Bitcoin and Ethereum can, but this proves that all those individuals were mistaken about it. And now they will have to think about their own argument again. They're going to have to come back and ask themselves, why did I get this XRP thing so wrong? What is really going on here? Why is this thing so popular? And why am I not a part of it? And that's where the compounding effect begins. That's what makes things like XRP and price discovery go up by a huge amount. A lot of folks are going to go back and comprehend what we've been saying for a long time. They can't figure this out on their own for some reason. They need the price movement to back up what they're thinking. That's the thing we haven't needed. We didn't need price movement to prove what we already knew, did we? We knew these things would happen. We knew they were going to happen and that they would have an effect on price. So we were able to make these wagers that XRP will do these things without having to wait for the price to move to prove it. A lot of individuals in crypto can't do it.